The next stage would be, as opposed to an umbrella, and I don't know where I've got it, can I find it? Oh, there it is one of these. Now, there was people talking to me about this on the site the other week. When these first came out way back, they were only available to professionals. They were only available to professionals, and the company I worked for, we bought one, and it came in a box and said a Northlight. And I've called it a Northlight ever since. Since then, people must have found a complicated name to remember, and it's now called a softbox. But I'm sorry, I'm in the old habit, I still call it a Northlight. I shouldn't, but it's just something that I got, grew up with, learned, and I still call it a Northlight. So if I say Northlight, I'm talking about a softbox. So we'll just put this on here in a minute. We'll have to find which way it goes. Now, a softbox, or a Northlight, is even kinder to the model than a soft brolly. The other thing about this is that you don't waste any of the light, so you can use a larger f-stop, because there's no light wasted out the back, because in this instance, you point the light at the model. You point the light at the model. Now, we've still got the same shadow coming down there, the same direction of light, but it's a bit stronger, but you still get the softness. That's the advantage of a softbox over a brolly. A brolly, you get the softness, but you're losing a lot of the light and a lot of the power. Secondly, because of the spread of a brolly, it'll cover from the feet to the top of the head. There, it's much more concentrated and far brighter. Just watch my finger. Now watch the eyes now. See the difference? And all I'm doing is moving my finger about 12 inches. From there, 12 inches down, see the eyes. You can see it even better with that light on. Now I would work quite happily with that. The next thing we need to think about, when you're taking portraits or any studio work, you need two brains. One brain is saying, well, I need to move this light, I need to move that light, I want to put this in a way. That brain's doing that. But the secret of portraiture has nothing to do with the lights, absolutely nothing to do with the camera. The secret of portraiture is how big a gob you've got. Because you can sit anybody there and just click, 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 and you will take pictures. But you're not taking portraits, you're taking passport record pictures, that's all you're doing. Because she's dead. The only thing that brings a portrait to life is the eyes. And if she's sitting there saying, hey, I wish I'd hurry up and I could get a pizza on my way home, I'm bloody starving, how long is this going to be? That's the kind of expression you'll get. You'll get nothing. It'll be dead as a dodo. The only way you get the expression is to stimulate her, not in an intimate way, but stimulate her mind. Talk to her, use your mouth, non-stop chatter. Keep her interested, keep her alive. If you want a sad expression, tell her your puppy's just been killed. You'll get a sad expression. I know a photographer, he produced this absolutely superb child study. It was twin kiddies. They were coloured kiddies. I think they were Indian. Two little kiddies, about 2-year-old. And they were absolutely sweet as buttons. And one kiddie was laughing, and the other was crying. And real tears. And I said, how did you do that? He says, well, I said to that one, you can have a biscuit and you can't. And I went, no, it sounded cruel, and it probably was, but he got the picture. Because it was his mouth that did that, nothing to do with the lighting or the camera. He created the situation where you had one laughing and one crying. You get a biscuit, you don't. Bang, got the picture. And you do that with a model. If you want a sad expression, tell us some made-up story about your puppy getting killed and the wife having to go to the hospital because she was all upset. You'll get a picture. If you want a sexy kind of expression, tell us something. Let her dream about George Clooney, whoever a fancy man is. You tell the story. And the true secret of portraits is your gob. Your gob. Don't even Don't even go there about cameras with me, because I'll be here the rest of the night if you get me on about cameras. I'll try and explain it briefly. I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, this camera, that camera. Yeah, I've got an FX31 stroke BYD. So what? How many joiners meet in a pub and talk about the latest hammer? They'll tell you about the conservatory they've just built or the wall units they've just put in, but they'll not stand talking about hammers all night long. Yet us photographers do. Why? Why? A camera's a tool. Nothing more than a tool. I used to have a bloke in this club who used to scrub his gadget bag, aluminium gadget bag, with a toothbrush. By that made him a great photographer, didn't it? So how many car mechanics wash the toolbox? You pick the tool up, use the tool, and put the tool back. That's the camera. Your ideas, your thoughts. That is just a way of turning what you see there into what you see on there. That's all it is. And so long as you pay you can buy a reasonably priced camera, then you should be all right. Somebody I know bought a Hasselblad to take portraits. And it was so sharp, he paid 50 odd quid for a soft focus to put on his Hasselblad. I said, well, you should have bought a Seagull to start off and you'd have got it all built into one and saved you a hell of a lot of money. So cameras, to me, it's a tool. The people that go overboard about cameras do my head in. They bore me. They bore me. Just buy it and use it and forget it. My camera, I've had a year now and I haven't even read the instruction book. Pick it up and shoot it. Right, our next point we want to talk about is backgrounds. When we come to backgrounds, there is so much you can do to change a picture. If, for example, we wanted to do high key, by having extra lights, now the reason I use 2 is quite simple. If you look at that on the screen, it's brighter on the right hand side than it is on the left. The light is falling off from the right to the left. Get an equally powered flash gun on this side and you get that. Now I'm going to talk numbers here. If you exposed, when you take an exposure for a portrait, there's only one thing you should think of. That's skin tone. The highlights on the skin tone. That is the only correct exposure. Get the reading for the skin tone and balance all of the other lights around that exposure. Don't just bang them on and take a generalized reading because you'll get a false reading. Take a reading for the skin tones, set your camera on that and don't change it. If we have an exposure on the face here of f8 and I want the background to be pure white, if I meted that background for f16, I've got f8 on the face, but I've got f16's worth of light on the background. It's going to overexpose the background by 2 stops, so you get a pure white background. But, and this is the big but, and this is the bit that you have to practice. If you are very careful and you've got the model about 6 feet away, that background then starts to work like a vertical ceiling, because the light you're throwing onto that background, because it's like a white, it reflects back. So I'll try and show it if you